Welcome to Be Great Today, weekly inspiration to start your week. I am Jonathan Bloom, or Frasley Sparksman in World of Warcraft. So let me tell you a story of when I was a precinct election official. I wanted to help our civic government and help facilitate the polls. The people who run these jobs do an amazing job. There is training beforehand, then you get there at 5:30 a.m., and you don't leave until about 8:30 to 9, depending on how fast you can get things cleaned up. There is a lunch break in between, and I usually miss seeing one of our awesome local news reporters who always tended to vote during that time when I was on break. I always heard from my fellow workers that this individual was very nice, and I always have wanted to meet them, maybe one day. So around the time, I weighed 333 pounds. I was trying to lose weight and be healthy. The amazing Parent-Teachers Association at the school where the voting precinct was at always held a bake sale with some delicious food. And a buck here, a buck there. I'm buying delicious food to help support my local school. There was one year where I existed solely on baked goods from this bake sale. Well, one year I decided I would still buy a few treats, but I wanted to bring along a healthy piece of food for snacks. You can get hungry standing around for long hours giving the same spiel on how to operate the voting machine and doing all that. So I brought a bunch of Fiber One bars. They're healthy, right? Well, I am not always wise in my thinking. I should have thought about the fact that fiber makes you go. So I ended up being indisposed many times, a good portion of the day. I told my poll workers the next year what happened, because I never realized that day why I had to go all the time. So my intention for this story was to show how a good intention wasn't so good for me. It didn't let me be available to help with the election. I was being healthy, but at what expense? What are good intentions in our lives that aren't always good for us? I find that it is important to think through my actions. I make mistakes. I have done things with good intentions, but the result wasn't what I expected. So let's go through this week thinking on what the consequences of what we do, and make sure to avoid Fiber One bars unless you are at home and you need them. Thank you for listening to this week's Be Great Today. You can find the show at be-great.today/54. If this episode has inspired you and you know someone who can use inspiration on their journey, please share this podcast episode with your friends. Until next week, be awesome.
Want more awesomeness every week? Visit weeklyawesome.com. Weekly podcasts to make your week better. Remember to smile and be awesome.
This show is brought to you by Dragon Powered Studio. Find more at dragonpoweredstudio.com.